Let's talk ebooks. Ebooks are a great way to read a story with a student over Zoom. You're able to share your screen and show them a digital version of the book already scanned in. Some of these books have narration already built into them. Some of them you can read aloud. You can always turn the narration off if you want to do the reading or want a student to do reading. You can work on different shared reading activities or working on more and go and all of those kind of things with a book or reading about a specific theme. So I'm going to go through a handful of different ebook options that you have. And I'm also going to share this infographic, which is on the screen right now with you. All of the words and also the icon for each of these different ebook tools is a clickable link. So you'll be able to click and go right to the different platforms. So the first one we're going to talk about is Epic Books. Epic is free for educators, so as long as you sign up with your HMS email address, you will be able to access hundreds of ebooks, audiobooks, and videos. You can log on your computer or through a web app. So when you go, it will look kind of like this. I have an educator's account through Epic. Some of the books on Epic read aloud. They're called read to me books, and then there are books where you would read the text. You can sort of search by topic, by title, to find the books that you're looking for. And you can also make collections of books. So if you know you want to read a lot of books about feelings or a lot of books about penguins, you can sort of make a collection of all of those books so that you can easily find them each time you're going to work with a student. You can be like, oh, I really want to read all the penguin books with this student or all books about feelings this week. And you can do that. And then you just scroll to the book that you want, and then you can select it. When you are in here, it will show you the book, and you can turn the pages just like a paper book, and it will, if you share your screen, it will show this image to the students. And then they are able to watch the book as you read it, and in these very high quality digital books. Okay. The next one we're going to look at is called Skybrary. Skybrary is from the makers of Reading Rainbow. So it includes not only books that have narration, books that don't have narration. It has virtual field trips. There's LeVar Burton doing amazing things. This is a paid account that we just got. So one way that you can sign into this, I made accounts for each teacher for their classrooms. I can make accounts for other people. We can have sort of up to 35 accounts. And then I made sort of a generic account for everyone. So if I sign in as a student, okay, and then it's going to ask me for my classroom code. And the classroom code is HMS, all lowercase. And when I log into that, it's going to show me all of the students in my class. And so the students in my class are actually the teachers at our school. So if my name is not listed here, I can go to hms.account, and that can be sort of used by anybody at HMS. It will then ask me for a text password, which is all lowercase HMS. But then it has a variety of islands, and each island is sort of a different theme of types of books or virtual field trips. You can also search for the books on topics that you might be interested in, and you can kind of check them out by putting them into your virtual backpack. So I could choose, one of these islands. There's Magical Tales, Genius Academy, Awesome People, National Geographic Kids, and Animal Kingdom. But I can also go down here to the search, and I can search for a specific topic. So let's look up penguins, because that seems to be what I want to read books about today. And then I can find all these different books about penguins. These are books. This is a video. I can then select the book. and it will put it into my backpack. That's just the way this works. I can sort of check out 5 different books at any time. So again, if I want to set it up where I select a whole bunch of books about penguins so I know where they are, and then log in to read with a student, they'll all be in there. And then when I select the book, I can read it like this. It has narration, or I can turn the narration off. What's that do? I don't know what that did. So we'll go back to the book. Again, you can turn the pages, and it's going to be this high quality digital book that I can decide to read the words, or I can have it read the words, and it'll sort of highlight the part that's being read. When I'm finished with the book, I can go back to my backpack, and then if I don't want to sort of save this book taking up one of my 5 slots, I put it in the book return. Book return. I put it in the book return. Maybe I hit this X. And it'll ask me if I want to return the book, and I'll say, yes, I want to return the book. Oh, it puts it in the book return for me. And then my backpack is empty. And I can go back to the islands and choose more books. So that's Skybrary. The next one that I want us to explore is the Free Library of Philadelphia. So if you live, work, or go to school in Philadelphia, which means everyone at HMS, you can have access to a Free Library of Philadelphia library card. So you don't have to be a Philadelphia resident. You can just work in Philadelphia. You can get your library card online if you don't have a library card. There's a link here. I think if you have an address that's outside of Philadelphia, you might need to make a phone call and chat with a librarian to really get it set up. But it is available. Library cards are available for everyone who works or goes to school or lives in Philadelphia. And so the Free Library has really amped up their digital resources in the last few years, and especially recently. So if you go to their featured digital media database, there's a whole lot of different ways that you can access ebooks and movies and other things. I strongly encourage you to explore all of these different options. We're going to look at a couple of them. So we're going to look at Bookflix, named sort of after Netflix, and it has ebooks and animated books, and it's sort of made by Scholastic. Now, when you go to Bookflix through the library, you're going to have your library card number to get in. Oops, and apparently that wasn't my library card number. That's my library card number. And that's how you access Bookflix, is with your library card. That's how it is free. And then it will have a lot of different options. This website starts out really loud when you turn it on, just so if you're turning it on with a student, just know that it has like a lot of like, hey, sort of sound to it right away. But you can choose different topics, or again, you can search. When you choose a topic, we'll go with animals and nature because I seem to be on an animal kick. There will be all these different sort of pairs that they've put together. So this is a book that is like an animated version of the book and a regular ebook version that they have paired together. And then I can choose the book that I want. Look, this one's got penguins, and that's really what I want to read about. So I can go to watch the story, and then this will give me a animated version of a book that I could watch with a student. They're the sort of Scholastic animated books, if you're familiar with those. And they have, they'll highlight the text, and they have like a little animation. It's not quite a full cartoon. It's sort of just an animated version of the book. And then there's also in each one of these pairs a book you can read that is a regular ebook where you'll turn the pages and read it, and it won't have any animation. And these will all be Scholastic books that they've sort of put together. And so you can sort of make it the full size of your screen. And then turn the pages to read the book. I believe you can also turn on narration on this, and it will read it aloud, and you can change the pace of the narration up here, there are different tools, and then you can make it read slower, read faster, based on what is appropriate for your student if you want to have that narration versus you reading it aloud. Okay, so we did Epic, we did Skybrary, we did Bookflix. What's next? The next one I want to look at is Overdrive. I'm going to put in a plug for Overdrive for you as well as a self-care sort of moment too. Overdrive has sort of Overdrive and Overdrive Kids, and they have tons of ebooks and audiobooks that you check out from the library. So you borrow them for 7 to 21 days like you would a library book, and you can access those books. So Overdrive has a lot of books for kids and adults, young adults. So it's a really great way to get books. And Overdrive Kids is sort of the more focused for kids interface for Overdrive. But similarly, you can sort of search for books that you might be interested in. If a book is waitlisted, so that means that too many people have checked this book out, there's not enough licenses for them to give you option for it, you can place it on hold. So you can place a whole bunch of books on hold. You can make lists of different sort of books that you're interested in when you're thinking about something in the future, and then you can check out a book. So or you borrow it. So let's find a book we want to borrow. And so there'll be options for ebooks or audiobooks, and you kind of want to make sure that you're getting what you want. If you get an audiobook, it's just going to be sound, and if you get an ebook, it's going to be a book you can read. So let's borrow this ebook and see what happens. All right, I've borrowed Oceans. I'm borrowing it for 21 days. I'm already signed in, so it already knows. And then I have to sort of download it. And so the additional part of using Overdrive is that you're going to have to download Adobe Digital Reader, sign into that before you're able to read books. So you want to make sure that you do all that before your first session with a student in which you're trying to read books with them. And then once the book is downloaded, you are able to open it and read it. Hopefully it will open just now. The same way that you could read a book in one of these other ones. I would say that Overdrive, and there's another one called free reading that is through the library, where you have to use this Adobe Digital Reader's app to access the books. You want to make sure that you try this out before you're in a session, because it's going to take just a little bit of time to like download what you need and make sure that everything's working, and then you can go through and you can read these books. So this is Overdrive. Overdrive, you can also, if you're reading books on a Kindle at home, you can send the books to your Kindle or other e-reader or your phone as a way to read ebooks that you might be interested in. So the last one we're going to look at right now is called Hoopla. Again, this is through the free library, and it is another one where you have to sort of sign into it. And Hoopla, you're able to get 4 books at a time, or actually 4 books a month. And they have ebooks. They even have movies, and you can specifically look for kids' books if that's what you're looking for, or other books. And you sign in with your free library card, and you can check those books out and read them. Hoopla also has an app. So many of these have an app if you're using a tablet or your phone to access, or a tablet or to access with students, and then they have a web interface. So I strongly encourage you to check out these different ebook options, because they can be a really good time, both for yourself and for working with students. And of course, if you have any questions, please let me know, and we can further explore how to use ebooks in sessions with students. Thank you.